It is about 7:30 p.m. right now. We are checking on the chickens, doing a garden harvest, and also taking a look at the hay harvest we all did during the day today. It's been a long day full of a lot of events, so let's first kick it off by going out to the garden, harvesting something. Be sure to watch to the end, like and subscribe if you find any of this informative or helpful or just entertaining at all, and let's go. So I expect a lot of this harvest will probably end up just being some cherry tomatoes, because those ripen very fast and they come back very fast. But then again, there's also tomatoes, so I'm just checking around the garden. I'll try to release a garden tour tomorrow. So these eggplant, especially this one right here, this one, I think this is just about ready. I'll have to confirm that one later. It does hurt when you touch it, by the way, or like, because they have like those little pokey things on them. And this is our massive line of tomatoes, and some of them are not doing as good as others. For some reason, tomatoes are like that one plant that just automatically doesn't do as good as other plants. This one right here is looking absolutely gorgeous. So I'm gonna pick this one actually. You can see there is a little bit of things on this, but that thing's decent enough. Just about a lot of tomatoes that we end up harvesting looking like that, and it doesn't really have that big of a taste effect. It just looks different. So same good original taste, just looks a little bit different. That's not ready. These are the Romas over here. And yeah, let's see which ones we have to feed to the chickens because we got to them too late. That's our white eggplant right there, if you're wondering. The reason why some of them are white is because it's literally a white eggplant. Some of them are specifically for that. So we got one large tomato so far. I'm gonna go down this row and see what else is ready over here. I thought I just saw something over here. I don't think that's ready. Maybe give that one another day. Hang on, I'm gonna check this one. That might actually, does this one compare? I think that's just about. I think we should also pick this one as well. So we've got two full-size tomatoes so far, and this one right here might be a third. Right over here. That one does have some yellow on it, though I will leave it for like another day. Some of them do still look like, this one right here does have a little bit of orange on it. And it's not like so little that like, yeah, you can harvest right now. Give this one like another maybe 14 hours, and I think that one will be ready. I think this is the first one that we can feed to the chickens. This one fell down. I think we got this one too late, or maybe the birds got to it first. Anyways, I'll feed some of this stuff to the chickens later. I'm just actively looking around to see what's ready for harvest right now. This right here is, oh, that one came off. This one's okay, I guess. This is nothing like the one over there where there was so much like yellow on it. I think that one was just about ready. There wasn't much development that was gonna need to be done on this one. This one I found on the ground. This is pretty cool. This is the first Roma. They look like little jalapeno peppers, minus the extreme heat. Yeah, some of these are small, some of these are large, by the way. That's the one thing you get out of this garden, is you get a massive variety of different plants. I'll bring this one in, put them in the fridge, and then go back out, and by the end of the video, we will have a segment where we feed the chickens some of the, not rotten tomatoes, you want to feed them like ones that fell off that are like, they're a little bit overdue. And especially the, especially ones like this one. I'll leave this one on here for a little while. We're gonna go over to the cherry tomatoes real quick as well. So yeah, let's check on these and see how many are actually ready for harvest. I think we're gonna get plenty. Yep, we got one already. All right, let's keep harvesting these. Alright, so you just saw the sped up footage. I think we got a total of 3 beefsteaks. One of them a little bit less ready than the others. Actually, I think they're all ready. I was about to say more like rotten, but I realized that one wasn't rotten. We got that one at the right time. And I estimate we have about 15 cherry tomatoes. I'll put the actual number up on screen right now, but now it's time to show you what's the hay, how we baled the hay, I might release a video later talking about how we did it, all the tools we need, and an approximate cost. But we're gonna feed some to the chickens after that, the rotten ones, not the rotten ones, the ones that aren't any good or just on the ground that aren't gonna develop anymore. And let's show you what it's like up there. All right, so I've only seen this one field because, yeah, this is all done fairly early. So yesterday what we did was we went through here. This is all massive grass yesterday. We went through here, we cut that all down with a brush hog. That's another reason why we ended up shrinking their chicken yards, so that way we could have a little bit more room to get the brush hog around it. And because that was the reason that the coyotes were getting to them. Even with the layered fences, they found out fairly quickly. So this is all tall grass. We mowed this all down and turned it into basically, I don't know how to describe it. It's like a massive pile of stuff all up and down here. There was like all sorts of this really massive pile of stuff over here. It was mixed in with a lot of weeds, and unfortunately there was horse nettle mixed in here. So if you guys don't know what that is, I'm gonna explain it real quick. It's a very, 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 very toxic disease, and if you let any of your animals eat it, including chickens, they will die. So this is mulch hay. That's what it's more used for. So basically that's what we then did. We then cut this all down and turned this all into that sort of stuff. Then we went around with a hay tedder, which is that thing. If you look all the way down there, it's way down there where I'm circling my finger. That's the hay tedder. It goes around. It's not the hay baler. What you need to make sure is that the sun burns off any morning dew, because yeah, I think it might be causing a little bit of a flammable issue up there if you're like forgetting to do any of that stuff. I'd say when we cut this all down, I think it was the day before, we had to make sure that it was dried out for a day, or else it wouldn't have been able to, you know, not be flammable. It would be very unsafe to just wait a day, wait for it to dry out a little bit. And then what we then did was we went around here with the hay baler early this afternoon, and it pumped up a lot of square bales. The square bale, I think we only did one field, but I would have to fact check that. Square bales here are about 50 pounds. Round bales are way bigger. Those are the types of ones that you can climb onto. Those are the ones that are about 5 feet tall and pretty wide as well. They weigh about 800 pounds, so sometimes over 1,000 pounds. So you can't really lift them, which is why they're typically found out in the fields, and also are the main source of feed for animals like cows, pigs, sometimes even chickens. So that's what they're mainly used for. I'd say we have just about we have just about 30 or so bales over here, which by all means looks like we only baled one field. We baled all the fields. It's just this field, since it's about 4 acres, is definitely the bigger one for this type of thing to occur. The bales are only about 50 pounds. They're about 3 feet wide and maybe about 18 inches tall. Probably shorter than that. Probably a bit shorter than that. Maybe like, probably a little bit taller than that though. Maybe like around 2 feet tall. There is a little bit of leftover hay every now and then because, you know, not everything's gonna come out perfect. The baler is way down there, and I could see that. And when we bought it, it was a little bit rusty, and you needed to like do a lot of things to it so that way it could work. And as it looks like right now, there's a little bit more work that needs to be done that we'll get out here tomorrow and do. And we'll just get this all done, and this will all be really, really great stuff. The hay will not be used to feed animals. That's a disclaimer I have to put there for obvious reasons. This type of hay is very, very toxic because, yeah, there's a bit less horse nettle this year. This is horse nettle right there. Don't let anything get to that. I mean, maybe chickens. I think chickens are a little bit more tolerable to horse nettle, but don't feed it to cows or pigs or goats or whatever you use your hay for, or even horses. I gotta say, both bales of hay, I would recommend them both, except square bales are easier to pick up and don't need a massive tractor with a forklift to pick them up. Unless, of course, you get bigger square bales. These are only like 50, 60 pounds. Some of them can be like 70 to 120 pounds. So make sure you know what you're doing, obviously. Anyways, it's time for the last part of the video. Going out to the garden, grabbing some stuff, and feeding it to the chickens. All right, chickens, are you ready for this? So we got some tomatoes. I think there's about 6 or 7 of them. I see Loudmouth coming. I see Summer, Falcon, Kit Kat's back there, and all these other chickens over here coming right over now. So now we have the leader of the flock, and let's toss those tomatoes out to them.